So let's start today. And in today's class, again, we people are going to complete remaining part of group discussion. So yesterday, we people have discussed some part regarding some tips that we can do when we wanted to participate into group discussion. Uh, so without wasting much of time, let's begin. Let's start. So I will share the screen. If people just let me know if it is visible to you. Just wait for 1 minute so that I can set the screen and then we can start. Meanwhile, people just me tell anything that you found difficult while attempting assignments. Yesterday we have discussed about writing assignments also. So was there any difficulty? Have you started preparing PPT or writing assignments? असाइनमेंट्स लिहायला सुरुवात केली का काही अडचण वगैरे आहे का कोणाला नोट्स वगैरे you can reply yes no. I think that you people might have not started writing. काहीतरी उत्तर द्यायला चला म्हणजे काहीतरी पण तुला बोलू शकतो असं नको की just all people are silent. Is it audible and visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Sir.
Okay, all right, fine. So let's continue from this slide. So some don'ts now. You shouldn't do some things when you are actually participating into group discussion. Some things that you have to follow, some things you have not to follow. So these things we people will talk here. So first of all, it says don't engage yourself in subgroup conversation. So what does it mean now? When you people are actually in group, so there is a group which is created. Almost the group can be of let's say there are 10 candidates, and this is one group of 10 candidates. So these 10 candidates, they have to think of the unity of group. Unity means that all you people are getting one topic and all you're discussing the same. So what happens at times, this 10 group members, they get divided into two parts. So these are 5 candidates, they're talking something else, and there are other 5 candidates, they're talking something else. Or sometimes this group discussion gets the a form of debate also. So some are just saying like this, and others are again having opposite views like this. So they are just like a quarrel, they are like a war room atmosphere becomes. So that things you people have to avoid. There should not be a subgroup conversation. So subgroup conversation, it means that there should not be separate conversation, but there should be only one discussion, and all you people have to pay attention to only one discussion. So it should not be that these 2 candidates they're talking differently, and there are 4 candidates that are talking differently, and there are other candidates that are talking differently. So if it is happening, then there will be a diversion and there will be distraction, and you'll lose your performance here. And if you observe like this, people are getting like this, or they are getting divided into 2 groups, or there are 3 people are talking differently, 2 people are talking differently. In that case, what you can do? What is your work then? If you realize that people is getting divided into groups, so that time you try to bring them into one group, then realize them that they should discuss only one topic. They should not just go with a sub conversation or sub discussion. Then next point we people will talk here, that is don't repeat and use irrelevant materials. So what happens usually, suppose that once that group discussion started, the observers they have announced the topic, and they have given you some instructions and group discussion started. So you started making some points on paper. So 1, 2, 3 points you have put it on paper, and it is your point that you are going to speak right now. Okay. So what happened? So before you speak, uh, before that, some one other candidate has spoken your point. Okay, this point has spoken by someone else. You wanted to speak, but that another candidate has chose this topic, this point, and he has spoken. He has told about this point. So when it comes your turn, so should you speak the same point again? Will you speak the same point, or you have to change the point then? If your point, if somebody,
Change the point.
yes, you'll change the point because there will be repetition. What you're about to say, it has said already by someone else. So you cannot say this point. So you have to avoid this and you have to go to another point that you have mentioned on your paper. So this way you have to avoid repetition. Better will be that if you have something to say, immediately get a chance and express it. Simply don't wait that other people will finish and then you will get a chance to speak. Rather than if you have a point, immediately try to express it so that others, before others, you are going to express it. Then irrelevant material is mean that the anything which are you are going to say which is not related to the topic. You have to keep topic to a central position. Okay, central position in that related to topic only you people have to speak. Whatever points you are going to raise, everything it should be related to topic. You should not talk something which is away from topic. So that is irrelevant to material. So that care you people try to take. Then next is addressing yourself to the examiner. Again, there is another situation that maybe the sitting arrangement, usually it is a semicircle. So around this half there are candidates for sitting like this, here one, then here in, like this all candidates they are sitting from that side, and from opposite side there are observers, or let's say examiners. Here are examiners. Okay, and when examiners, they will give you instructions in the beginning and then they will declare the topic. Once they declare the topic, then they have nothing to do with you people. It means they are simply observing you, but you should not ask anything. Suppose you are candidate here and you are asking something to them, so you should not address observer, or you should not ask them, sir, is it right? Sir, is it okay? Sir, he's talking wrong. Something like this. You shouldn't ask anything to examiner, observer. Okay, and you should not address yourself to the examiner. That care people have to take. You people can discuss among anything. You can make reference to this candidate, you can make reference to this candidate, you can make reference to all candidates, you can address to all candidates which are here in your group, but you cannot address yourself to the examiner or observer. That care you people have to take. Then next is that worrying about making some grammatical mistakes. For your interest, the matter you put across are important. Again, another point. So all we people are bothered about one problem, and this problem is nothing but our English. So we feel that my English is not good, my grammar is not good. So all these things I personally consider and I do not speak. Or while speaking, I spent a lot of time in thinking. Now I have to use which tense, which word, which sentence I am going to use. And thinking in these kind of thoughts, there is a lot of time I spend. So my communication is not up to date. Or other people might be gone ahead of you when you are thinking about grammar and grammatical mistakes and something like this. So don't think of grammatical mistakes, minor mistakes, I will say. Don't think it means that, it does not mean that you can say anything, but if there are minor mistakes little here and there can be okay. But if you are understood by other people, in that case it is okay, and minor mistakes can be neglected. Okay, what is important here, that what matter, what content, what topic, what point you are going to raise, this is important for observer. So you just think of the content, you just think of the matter, you just think of the point that you would like to say about that topic, rather than thinking of the grammar, tenses, or vocabulary, etc. That is not important thing. But what you're going to say. This is very much important. So spend time on thinking that, but avoid making mistakes. But if any mistake is there, it is okay. Okay. So that was some don'ts that you people have to follow. You shouldn't do such things when you are actually participating in group discussion. And in today's class, I'm planning at the end, last 10 minutes, we people are going to conduct a group discussion. So you just tell me, what is your opinion? Should we conduct one group discussion today in last 10 minutes?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then on next slide, we are getting some important points in group discussion. Okay. So what are these important points? It says be assertive. So be assertive, it means that whatever you are going to say, it should be honest and it should be direct. It shouldn't be that you don't know yourself, what you're saying you don't know, or whatever information you're providing you're not sure about. In that case, you should not provide such information. You people have to provide information that you have read, you're clear, you know that is true. Such information you people have to care. And also, whatever information you are providing, it should not hurt other people's feelings or their self-respect. That care again you people have to take. And if you wanted to criticize, no, not criticize, oppose, you can oppose other people's opinions. How you can oppose? But here you have to be polite. How you can be polite? Using words. So which words? Sorry to be different. I beg to differ. I have different opinion. I don't think so. So these are the some of the words that you people can use by showing your different opinion. Okay. So directly don't hurt someone by saying, what do you know? What do you said is not right. And you shouldn't say something like this. Okay. So you have to be polite. You have to use uh, kind words if you wanted to have different opinion, and you think of the self-respect of other people as well. Then next is a patient listener. What you should be? You should be a patient listener. So what does it mean, patient listener? When you people are in group discussion, there are two roles. Which two roles? Speaker and listener. So when you can be speaker, when you wanted to express your opinion, you will be in speaker's role. So when you'll be in speaker's role, what you should do? You shouldn't just speak by looking at only observer. Don't look at observer. When you are going to speak, when you are going to express your opinion, don't look at observer. To whom you have to look? To whom we have to maintain eye contact? You have to maintain eye contact with your group members. You have to look at all group members. So maybe if there is a group of 10 people, you are going to look at other remaining 9 people, and you are going to maintain eye contact with the remaining all 9 people. Okay. So when you are speaker, and once your point is over, and then another time you people have to be in the listener's role. Okay. In listener's role, it means that it should not be that you have completed your point and then you're looking here, you're looking there, and you're just looking at the ceiling, or you may be looking at the observer what they're writing, and how they are doing anything. So these things you shouldn't do, but you have to listen. So listen to whom? Everybody. If there are 10 groups, 10 group members, you have to listen to remaining 9 people. Whatever, each and every one, what they are saying, their point you have to understand, how they are speaking. Okay. So that care you people have to take. And while listening, you have to maintain eye contact with the speaker. Suppose that if you are listening, and who is speaking right at that time, so maybe there is one another group member, so you have to maintain eye contact with that group member. So this way you people have to be a patient listener. Listening to another person is one way of showing appreciation. And while listening, the people have to use your body language, or the you can nod your head. So when we listen, how do we normally we can show our body language? By nodding our head up and down. So when you nod your head up and down, what happens? That you just agree with that person, you understand it very well, and sometimes your body language also show that you are with that person, and all those points are observed by the examiner when he is looking at you. So
English is there.
yes, sir.
No, sir. No, sir. Continue, sir. Continue.
Okay. Alright. So observer is looking at you, and he's noting what you're doing and how you're doing. So when you appreciate someone's point of view, so that time you can show it through your body language also, and by being a patient listener as also. Then next is right language. So right language, it shows that words can make friends, and right words at the right time make the best results. Okay, so you have to be very choosy. Choosy means you have to choose proper words, proper sentences, so that it can convey the right meaning. So therefore, you should know a lot of words and vocabulary. To increase your vocabulary, what you should do? You people are expected to find out the meaning of minimum 5 words every day. So what you will do, all you people, that wherever you are getting new 5 words, maybe you are reading newspaper, when you might be reading some book, or anywhere from your syllabus, you come across with new 5 words. So minimum 5 words, so people have to note it down. You can make a separate register for this, or you can make a notebook also, old notebook, and you can use the pages of that notebook to write down such words, then write down its meaning, and try to use these words into sentences also, so that your vocabulary will be enriched and you can use the words, whatever words you like to use, because when you have plenty of words, your understanding level goes high, as well as for your speaking also it helps. So increase your vocabulary and choose right language, right words, and use them at right time. Then next point is here, it says be analytical and fact oriented. So what does it mean, be analytical and fact oriented? Analytical means analysis. You have to do some analysis. Okay. So what is analysis? Analysis is nothing but you are just trying to find out exact information. If it is number, percentage, ratio, some statistics, figures, digits, etc. And you are finding it out. Or fact oriented, simple. You are collecting data in numbers and in graph and in percentage, something like this. So it is necessary to make relevant points which can be supported with facts and analyzed logically. So suppose that, for example, right now you're talking about some crimes. Okay, so crime rate, if you are going to talk about, you should know how many crime cases are there. Maybe recently in last month there are 10 crimes happened, so you should know percentage. So it may be 50%, 60% crimes are happening, or this percentage is increased or decreased, or you can compare last month with this month. So such kind of statistics, such kind of data, you people can collect from different sources. You can collect it. Maybe it can be about rain, it can be about crop, it can be about trees. So data can be about anything. It can be about population, or it may be different things are there. Its data you should know, and you have to present this data whenever you are going to raise some important points, and that should be provided with facts and figures, because it makes interesting, or people will just get the facts that this percentage, this cases, this amount is increasing, decreasing, something like this. The people have to use it in your group discussion. Okay, so let me know, is it audible, visible? Are you able to understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So apart from other students also reply.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Pay attention. All of you pay attention. Then we people will go to the next slide, and some things you have to avoid here. Which things? Being shy, nervous, keeping isolated from GD. So this is the major problem of many students. They feel shy, they feel nervous, and they keep isolated. Why they feel shy? First problem is of communication, or I will say problem of English. Many students are not confident about English, and so they don't participate into group discussion. So you shouldn't do this. You have to participate into group discussion. Whatever may be the case, maybe you don't know much English, but whatever English you know, you try to contribute. Maybe wrong, uh, maybe grammar mistakes are there, but you try to contribute in group discussion. So don't be shy, don't be nervous. Again, when you don't know English, or when you have some problems, then there is fear, and this fear causes nervousness, or you feel uncomfortable Okay, so that should not happen with you, or you should not keep isolated. You should not keep away yourself from the group discussion. So suppose that there are 10 members, all remaining 9 members, they're talking, discussing, asking, they're just, there is a lot of noise these 9 people are doing, and you are alone, you're watching what they're doing, and you're not participating in it. You're not asking, you're not supporting, you're not agreeing, disagreeing, you're not doing anything. So you should not keep isolated yourself from the group. The next is interrupting another participant before his arguments are over. So right now what happens that in group discussion, normally there are two persons, they simultaneously try to talk. So there is interruption. So sometimes there is one candidate who tries to talk and he keeps talking for a longer period of time. You should not interrupt. Initially, you should not interrupt him immediately because you wanted to say something, and so you are interrupting him and you are saying your point. That is not okay. Let him finish first. That group member, let him finish first all his saying, and once he finished his saying, then you can start your opinion. But see, sometimes what happens, that person is not ready to stop. He's talking continuously, 1 minute, 2 minutes, and 2.5 minutes, and continuously he wanted to talk. So at that time, you can interrupt that person by saying, sorry to interrupt you, but I wanted to say something here. So you can interrupt that other person, but when if he's taking more time, but initially in the beginning, immediately you should not interrupt anybody. That care you just take. Once they finished, then you can tell what you think about their opinion. Then next is speak in favor. So speak in favor means that your example mentioned, establish your position and stand by it stubbornly. So you people have to do these things that sometimes the topic is controversial topic. So controversial means that there are two opposite sides, and you don't know that from which side you should speak. Sometimes you feel that you're talking about this also, and you should talk about this also. For example, advantages and disadvantages of science, let's say. So sometimes you're talking about science advantages, or sometimes you're talking about uh, disadvantages also. So it should not happen. Once if you're talking, if you're taking one side, you try to stuck to that side and support your side with proper data, information, examples. So establish your position and stand by it stubbornly. So you can do these things that follow one side, and you just stuck to that side. Change the opinions. Okay, then you are not, as already I have mentioned here, that you should not change your opinion. Right now you're talking about the science is very best and it has a lot of useful effects, and at other times you're saying it has a lot of adverse effects also, and because of this so many problems are created. So you're taking two sides. So you don't take two sides, you can take one side and you stuck to one opinion. Don't make fun of any participant, even if his arguments are funny. So now this is a group, okay, and we don't know, or we can't expect that how all these group members they're going to behave in this group discussion. So suppose that there are 10 group members in a group, in your group, and all you people are discussing one topic, but suddenly that out of that 10, one member tries to make fun, or he makes funny comments, or he's trying to talk in such a way that other people may start laugh. So you should not laugh at anybody, you should not make fun of anyone, or you should not participate in such kind of funny comments. So that care you people have to take, because this is professional. What your discussion, what your GDU people are going to participate, this is professional, this is formal, and this has some purpose. This is not for just entertainment. This is not your informal group of friends where you can talk anything, or there you can make funny comments on anybody, but it should not happen here in this group discussion. That care also you people have to take care when you are going to participate into group discussion. Then let's go to the next slide. On next slide, we are getting some salient features of group discussion. Topic may be given to judge your public speaking talent. So there are different types of topics. Sometimes they are controversial. Sometimes they are maybe social issue. Sometimes they wanted to check how you're speaking at a public or in a group, how you can perform. all these things they wanted to check. So topic may be given to judge your public speaking skills, how you talk in a group that they are observing. So therefore, you people have to take care that you are going to talk right and in an appropriate way in a group. Then another thing is that discussion revolves around a specific topic. Usually, that whatever subject is given, that has to be discussed. Many times what happens that group members while discussing, they leave the main topic, they leave the main subject and they try to discuss the irrelevant content there. So you have to avoid this. The discussion should be related to the subject only, to the topic only. Then next is that the examiner does not interfere once he announced the topic. Already I have told you, you don't have choice to choose the topic. Topic is given to you by the examiner, and once he gives you some instructions or once he declares the topic, then he does not interfere, he does not ask you anything, or you should not ask him anything until and unless that group discussion is not over. So if he gives you some instruction, if he asks you conclude the topic, in that case you should realize that now time is up and you should get last 1 or 2 minutes to conclude the discussion. So examiner does not interfere and you should not interfere him. Maintain cordiality and free expression of thought and opinion. Cordiality, it means that friendliness. You people have to discuss this topic in a friendly way. There should not be quarrel, there should not be fight, there should not be any kind of arrogant behavior, something like this. Okay, and you have to express your opinion. It should be free expression. There should not be any kind of pressure. Nobody should pressurize you, or you should not pressurize anybody. So this way you are going to express yourself. Then next slide, it says accept criticism. Already we people have talked about this so many times that if any member of the group criticizes or disapproves a point, it is unwise to get upset or react sharply. Okay, so group discussion is part of this process. Group discussion is the part of recruitment process. So you don't think if anybody is opposing your point of view, if anybody is talking against your opinion, that is part of this group discussion. So you should not get upset. You should not react sharply. You should not insult anybody. You should not shout at anybody. You should not get angry with anybody, or you should not again be arrogant with anybody. Okay. Already I have told you, if you want to reply someone, you have to reply it in a polite way. And in other case, in case the criticism is flimsy, the same can be pointed out politely. Already I have told you that if you think that whatever he said, it is not right, whatever the person criticized or whatever the opposite point he is raising, that is not true, and you wanted to answer that person, you can answer it, but it can be polite. It can be using words like please, I agree, I disagree, something like this. So people have to use, and politely you can oppose someone. The next is maximize participation. So let's say that you got a time of 15 minutes. Okay. And you people are, how many members? Let's say 10 members are there. So how many time you are going to get? Hardly 1 minute. So in that 1 minute, you should maximize your participation by taking chance twice or thrice. Or if you get a chance, you should talk for maximum time. It does not mean that you have to talk anything. If you're getting the chance or you wanted to talk more, so you're talking anything. It should be related to point. It should be relevant to the topic. It should not be anything. One must try to contribute fully, vigorously, and steadily throughout the discussion. So you have to be active member of that group, and you have to discuss the topic like vigorously and steadily. Then next is that show leadership ability. So in group discussion, when you're participating, you get a chance to show your leadership ability. And so whenever you get this chance, you have to show your leadership ability. So in the beginning, at the start of group discussion, you can take a lead. Take a lead means initiate. You can start group discussion. If you think that topic is very simple and you can give a good start to the discussion. So you take a lead and start the group discussion. Once you start the group discussion, all remaining group members, they will be looking at you and you are attracting their attention, as well as observer also looking at you when you are going to start the group discussion. Okay, but it has to be sufficient content and knowledge when you are going to start group discussion. Otherwise, you don't know anything about the topic and you are going to start the group discussion, it will not be again okay. So it may create a negative impression here. So this is one chance that you can show your leadership ability. Then another can be, at some time you find that the discussion is leaving the topic. The group members, they are discussing something else, leaving the topic. Okay, in that case, what you can do? You have to ask all group members, friends, our topic is this, and we are leaving the topic. We are talking irrelevant, which is not related to the topic. So let's discuss the topic, not about the topic. So if you are just taking all of them on to the topic, you are showing your leadership qualities here. So you get these two chance. Again, how you can show your leadership qualities? See, the next situation can be like this. Suppose that all you people are discussing group discussion, that topic you are discussing, and there are 10 members in a group, all they're trying to speak, but there is someone who is again shy, nervous, or someone who is not participated at all, he is not spoken at all. So one group member is like this. So you realize that this person has not got a chance to speak and he is not trying to get his turn. So in that case, what you can do, you can ask remaining 9 people that, my friends, I think that this person has not got a chance to speak. So we should give him chance to speak. And you can ask, what is your opinion about this topic? You can ask him a question like this. And then that person will get a chance and he will say something, my opinion is this, or my opinion is that. So what you are doing here? Here also you are doing your leadership skills. Or also there can be another situation, or it can be last conclusion. Okay, so now this is conclusion that you wanted to do. So if you are doing conclusion, there also you get a chance to attract all the, if you are not able to start the discussion, it is okay. But if you could end, if you conclude this group discussion, that will be also a chance to show your leadership qualities. And you can conclude the topic by maintaining balance, by doing a medium of two sides, maybe average. You can say that if it suppose that there is online education and offline education, so you should not say only online education is good, offline education is good, but you have to say there are some advantages of online education as well as there are some advantages of offline education, and we have to take only best out of both systems. So this way you can conclude the topic also. So these 4 ways you people can get chance to show your leadership qualities. Okay, so is it okay? Is it audible? Are you able to understand? Reply
Yes,
someone.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Then accept someone's point of view. If somebody is talking differently, you accept his or her opinion. Praise the argument. If somebody is saying good point, then let's say I support you, your point of view, or I agree with your point. I also feel the same. Or if anybody is making really good point, you have to praise. You have to say the point was really nice, something like this. So you have to appreciate someone. Then here one example says remedial English communication is necessary for college students because they fail in communication skill test. So this is the remark by someone, some candidate has made, and you really like it. You also feel the same, that remedial English is really necessary. So in that case, you can praise this argument by saying, yes, very nice point, very good point, a great idea. So something like that you people have to use to praise this argument, and you can say, I support your opinion, something like this. Maybe another example given here, status of literacy of women is increased from 30% to 70% when compared to past years in employment sectors organized in the IT and ITS field. So if you also like this point that there is change in the literacy rate of women and as well as the employment rate of women, and if you think that this is really nice point, so you can again appreciate this statement by saying you are very true, or rightly say, rightly pointed out, point to note down, something like this. You can appreciate the point if someone has made. Okay, so this way you can appreciate the the argument if somebody is making. Okay, so I think that now we people will prepare for one topic. So after this, we people will get some topics, and then people will get some time. 5 minutes you people will get for preparation, and remaining 5 minutes people will discuss this topic. Next slide says accept the contradicts view. Contradicts means opposition or some different opinion that you have to accept. Express your argument with few facts, cases, percentage. Already I have told you that you need to collect some numbers, figures, statistics, percentage, proportion, cases, etc. You have to collect and you have to present them. And you can collect these things from newspapers or publications. Express without hurting others' feelings. So when you're talking, you should not hurt other people's feeling. Nobody will get hurt because of your opinion. Then next is suggestions, some suggestions. It says never try to bluff. So what is meaning of bluff? Tell me meaning of bluff. If you know, you tell me. If you don't know, search and tell me. If you don't know, just search the meaning and tell me.
खोटी असणारी गोष्ट खरी आहे म्हणून सांग.
Yes, exactly. So something that is not true, you know, what you're speaking is not true, but the just sake of making impression, you're just trying to making false impression. Okay, so you're lying there. You're not sure about the information, but still you are just uh, talking as if you're talking truth. So that is bluff. Okay. Participate group discussion with friends on different subjects. So you can have mock practice. So this is my suggestion here, that all you people are familiar with each other now, and you people can really make groups of your friends. I hope that already their groups might be, but in that group, what do we discuss? Same things you people have to discuss, but in English. So what was today's syllabus, which lectures we conducted, and then there are so many things that you people can discuss everyday basis. Same things you people can discuss in English, or you can take one topic and you can discuss for 10 to 15 minutes. So you can make groups. At the end of the day, you people can organize your Zoom meetings, and you just discuss something in English, anything. So it will help you to improve your communication skill. It will help to improve your group discussion practice or something like this. And remember, speech is a powerful weapon. So all we have to agree with this, because on the basis of speech, whatever you are going to do, it will be based on your speech itself. Because right now you people are going to start your career, and maybe you people are going to uh, go through process like group discussion, interview, and at workplace also you are going to use a lot of conversation with other people, and that is going to decide your future. So this way you people can prepare for group discussion. You can follow these suggestions, and just choose one topic out of this, and you tell me which topic you wanted to be for group discussion. Topics are: is India shining? Mobile phones or internet, a boon or nuisance? Students focusing on software industry, good or bad? Child marriage, India 2020. Daughters are more caring than sons. Influence of Western culture in Indian universities. Influence of computers in medical sciences. So any topic that you think that you people can discuss here. So for this topic, I needed 10 candidates. So you people just raise your hands, and you people will take 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes, we people will discuss. Or no topic is there for your Don't you want to choose any topic? Or you can do one thing that you choose one topic, tell me which topic, we'll conduct a group discussion in next class.
Last number.
Influence of computers in medical sciences. Is it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now 10 students, for 10 students, you people raise your hands. There is option in your maybe device. You can raise your hands so that I will tell you then come prepared. We'll conduct it in next class, not right now, because right now you may not be able to speak immediately. But you can find some information about this topic, and in next class we'll spend 5 to 10 minutes discussing this topic. Huh? Rohan is there. Then yes, other guys, please raise your hands. We'll discuss it for short time. It is not like that for 1 hour you are going to continue. It is just for 1 or 2 minutes, 1 or 2 points you people have to speak of. Okay, Shambhu Raj is there. Okay, Pradeep is there. Okay, fine. We are getting good numbers. Others. Priyanka is there. So we need more 6 again. If no one is, I'm going to ask. Then Shraddha Birazdar, you participate. Roll number 3. Raise your hand, Shraddha. Then Sampada, roll number 6. So anybody interested, please raise your hands and you just take note on this topic. Try to collect more info. Nikita is there. Good. So that is quite fine number. So all you people take screenshot of these topics and prepare for influence of computer science in medical sciences and try to find out information. So what is computer and what are its use? What is medical science and how computers are helping in medical sciences? What are advantages, disadvantages? That we people will conduct a good discussion in next class. Today I wanted to stop here. There are a few phrases that will be useful for you. And once you discuss this topic, I will tell you the phrases as well. So you can now lower your hands. Thank you for showing interest in group discussion. But think that this is very important. This is part of your professional life. And this way you can start preparing. This is not just activity for professional communication for this subject right now. It is for maybe second year, third year, fourth year, final year, recruitment, placement. All these are related to group discussion. So people have to work on it. Fine. So let me know attendance today. Roll number 16. Not there. Roll number 22. If you are there, say yes. 24. 25. 27. 29. Remember 29, 30, 32, 33.
Present, sir.
Yes, sir. 33 is there. 32, 34, 35,
Present, sir.
37,
Present, sir.
38, 40, 41, 42,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
41, 42,
42
44.
present.
Okay, 44, 45,
Present, sir.
and 47, 49.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sir, 47 present.
47 is also present. Then 52, 55, 58, 60.
Yes, sir.
58 is there. 60, 64, 66, 67, 68. So once again confirm.
Sir, 41 present.
Yes, 41 is present. Absent numbers 16, 22, 24, 27, 29, 30, 34, 38, 40, 44,
Sir, 40 present.
40 is also present. 44, 52, 55, 60, 64, 66, 67, and 68. Okay, all right. So today we people will stop here. We people will meet in next class, and we people will complete that discussion, and then we'll start with another topic. So thank you for joining today. I will end this meeting from my side.